Hi traders, this is Thomas from FINEIGHT and welcome. And today's video will, apart from being a recap, I will go over the trades I did on Thursday, but very shortly. The main topic is why the airlines didn't drop as much as the market. And looking at the daily, you will see a big doji in the UAL, but upon the open, the candle was all green, and it looked like the airlines are gonna roar. And the reason why, although gapping significantly down, I didn't put them on my watch list to the downside, but rather to the upside, uh, was this. So you have a stock that is going really rapidly to the upside. Now, in the past, you've seen me talk about how extended this move is, and that's true. But uh, in the same time, after the price action has been made, now you cannot just expect that the investors and traders will suddenly realize, oh, well, the value is not what the price is, and they will see the value immediately back at, let's say, 20, 25, 26 in the case of UAL. You will need to go through a process, and the process started here on the 9th with the first uh, red candle, then continued on the 10th, and yesterday, on Thursday, it was the third day in a row that the stock was going down significantly. So that's your cue that this movement cannot continue for very much longer. Also, you are right at the support, which was formerly a resistance at around 33. And also you have the 50 period moving average. So all of those things combined meant that after the open, I was expecting a really rapid move upwards, and this is exactly what happened. So the UAL opened at 33.27, give or take, and immediately after a few minutes rose to 36.30. Then, of course, as the market started to go down, it eventually finished the day right at the open, dipping down a little bit further before retracting towards the close. But the point here is that after this such a move, and with another at least 2 points of evidence that there is a support, you really shouldn't expect to go all in short after the open. There is some kind of a balance within the market, and the previous price action tells us pretty solidly what can we expect. Okay, so for the trades I made, uh, with the S&P dropping down significantly, I was actually expecting to pause at around 304, but it surprised me and went all the way to 300. And unfortunately, I didn't take advantage of the short movement altogether so much. So first, right from the gates, okay, so I make that mistake too often. It was a long in gold, and the stock, this was one of the very few stocks that I had in my long watch list. and from the open I was long over 25.70 with the stop loss below 25.50. So that was a really fast false breakout, and then it kicked me off. You could argue that maybe this would have been a re-entry possibility, but at that time the S&P hasn't decided yet what direction it's gonna take. So this was a loss. MRNA was a really nice trade over 64.50. It could have been a little bit earlier, but I chose to enter after it broke the 50 half number. You can see that I almost got kicked out right after the entry. It eventually went as high as 66.70. My target was 67. It was a really strong momentum upward, so I expected maybe a retracement to the 65 and then continuation. Unfortunately, it went down, so at least I decided to raise my stop loss to just below 64. Then there was a CSCO, which was a really nice trade. I traded it short under 46 and went all the way to um, 45.23, I think. To be on the safe side, I cashed out the first half of the trade at 45.50. And lastly, PENN and National Gaming. So I went short on this trade at below 29. I believe it was here at the break of these lows, because it retraced to the VWAP. The market was also retracing to VWAP with a high probability of continuing down, and unfortunately PENN got me out before then breaking the 29 for the second time and just plummeting down. So yeah, this was really just another push before the final break, and I should have maybe re-entered. So that was a quick summary, and I hope you learned why you shouldn't always be looking for shorts after a strong gap down, or vice versa, longs after a strong gap up. You always have to pay attention to the context. So thank you guys, and I will see you in another recap.